Hello and welcome to GCS Today here on Channel 21, the program that brings you news and information from Gaston County Schools. I'm Todd Hagans. On today's edition, we spend time with Amanda Matz from North Belmont Elementary, who is the Gaston County Schools New Teacher of the Year. And we talk with Adam Forbes, who is one of our dedicated school mentors. Joining me on GCS Today is Amanda Matz. She is a second grade teacher at North Belmont Elementary School, and she is also our Gaston County New Teacher of the Year. Congratulations on that award.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, what was it like for you to win that award?
Well, it was very exciting, unexpected, appreciated. It's very exciting to see the excitement in your students' eyes. They think now you're some sort of celebrity, and they like to tell people about it. It's just very exciting, and I'm honored. I'm humbled. There are so many good teachers in this county because it's such a great place to be. So I'm just excited that I can be the face and the voice of the new teachers here in Gaston County.
And now, I think our viewers would know that we have a Gaston County Teacher of the Year, a Principal of the Year. We give those honors. The New Teacher of the Year award, that is named for Linda Rader, who has a long time worked for Gaston County Schools for many, many years and was really a trailblazer in professional development. Mm-hmm. So the New Teacher Award goes for teachers who have 1, 2, or 3 years of experience. So that's why it's called the New Teacher of the Year. So you are in your
third. This will be my third year. Yes.
Third year as a second grade teacher at North Belmont Elementary. So what led you down the path to becoming a teacher, or who influenced that decision?
Well, it started a long time ago. I was that kid who would pack her book bag 2 weeks before school and have it sitting on the fireplace hearth just waiting for the first day. It never came soon enough. I was also that kid who loved teacher work days, not because I was going to stay at home, but because my teacher would let me come and work with her. I can smell the mimeograph machine. I know I'm telling my age now. And getting that Coke out of the Coke machine and the pack of Lance crackers, you knew you had arrived. So those feelings for me, I fell in love with teaching at such an early point in my life. And it was because of the teachers that I had. They had such an impact on me, and I just had a love of learning, and I just knew that that's something I wanted to do. It took me a while to get here, but I'm glad that it all came full circle and that I'm doing what I think I was meant to do.
All it took was a Coca-Cola.
All it took was a Coca-Cola,
Lance crackers,
a bottle of Coke. Yes.
Well, I know that as a new teacher, the being in a classroom with students sometimes could be. You may be a little bit apprehensive about it. You're in a new leadership role.
Right.
What is it like, though, in your classroom?
In my classroom, my kids might tell you that I'm sort of a sergeant. So I'm very, I strive to have an orderly classroom because I think children respond to that. I think that we have a good time in my classroom, but they know I'm all about the business, and my kids can tell you that. I say, okay, students, what do we have? We have business. So they understand that. All kids these days really want boundaries. So it's my job to set those boundaries. They want consequences. They want positive. They want negative consequences because it shows them that you're paying attention to them. When I show up to work, they show up to work. And we sort of have that relationship. They know that the expectations are high in my class, but they continually strive to meet that mark. We don't meet it every day, but we're on our way. And they have that understanding of the expectations in the classroom. So we have an orderly classroom. Everybody's trying their best. We are a team in the classroom. We celebrate each other. These are things that we talk about at the beginning of the year, and it carries them through.
I imagine that's probably what you want to see at the end of the day. What you want to accomplish is that idea of this is where we were and this is where we are now.
Absolutely.
You've made that progress. Mm-hmm. How important is that in the classroom, and how important is that for a teacher?
It's super important because today so much emphasis is placed on test scores and the end result and things like that, and those are very important benchmarks to reach as well. But we have to remember to celebrate small successes, and those small successes happen every single day in your classroom, from the student remembering to bring their homework, from the parent apologizing that the homework didn't get done but they want to make it up that night. That is a success because you have made that relationship with that student and the family, and you're in it together. The student who comes up to you and says, look what I did at home, are you proud of me? Those are all success stories, and we have to remember to celebrate those success stories and not get so caught up on the end result, so that we as teachers can stay excited about what we do.
I think you make an excellent point. It seems like we get too focused on test scores or school grades and rates and statistics, and that is important. But for you as a teacher, when you see your students growing and discovering, and especially at the age of a second grader,
yes,
it really has to give you a good feeling to know that hey, I think we're doing something great here.
I did something good today. When you see that bright light shining from those huge eyes with a student who just got that new math concept, that's amazing. When you see that, you can't stop that grin look on their face because they solved that tricky word and scooped it all up by themselves. The kid at the lunch table who opens their own juice box because you told them you weren't going to do it for them. Those are success stories, and those need to be celebrated like everything else. Numbers can be looked at in a lot of different ways. We have to be careful sometimes and not forget the impact that we're making beyond those numbers.
What is something that you want everyone to know about your students?
My students are great. My students this year keep me on my toes, as they should. They're second graders. They keep me on my toes. But as I said before, these students want to learn something. They do. They want to learn something new every day, and they want to know that you're paying attention to them, and they want to know that you care. These kids rise to challenges every day. I try to teach my kids that they are no longer, they're not last year's first graders, they're next year's third graders, and we're going to proceed in that direction. And once they know that you have their best interest at heart, they're going to work for you, and they're going to try their very best to get there. So just because they're 7, 8, they're capable. And we need to remember that these kids, even at young age, are very capable.
As a third-year teacher, when do you know that you're successful?
I'll take it back to what I said a few minutes ago. When the student comes in and says, look, I did all these extra problems on this wadded up piece of notebook paper, and they're showing it to you. Can we have more homework? That is a success story. When the kid's not upset that you didn't do something for them, but they're excited that they figured out how to do it themselves. When the parents are communicating with you, thanking you or questioning you, or even calling you out on something, that's a success story because there's conversation there. And we have to have conversation, and we all have to be bought into the same goal, and that's to educate our children.
Now, a teacher who is new to the profession, 1, 2, 3 years into the job, sometimes they may feel like they're still finding their way.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like that?
Every day of my life I feel that way. There are days where I look at the empty classroom and I say, nailed it today. Today was a great day. There are days where I'm flipping the lights off, I'm locking the door going, I'll try again tomorrow. I mean, it's very dynamic. You never know what your day is going to hold, but you've got to be ready for it. And you just have to do your best. And if something's not working, change it. Ask for help. People want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you leave the profession because you're overwhelmed or you feel like you're not adequate. We have a support system here in the county. If you're feeling things that are detrimental to your ability to be an effective teacher, ask for help. Every day I feel like I could have done something better.
Now, I know that we mentioned this award, the New Teacher of the Year award, is named in memory of Linda Rader, and she was very passionate. She was a big advocate on professional development and helping to train teachers and teach teachers so that they can be the best in the profession.
Right.
And I know that her legacy lives on in our district with our TIPS program.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about the support that you as a new teacher that you've received here in Gaston County Schools and why that has been such an important part of your success.
Well, and I just had a TIPS program the other day. It's a safe place for one. You go and everybody's in that same boat with you. We have questions. There's always someone there to say, it's okay. Take a deep breath, it's going to be okay. You shouldn't know all of this. You know, you shouldn't feel like everything is okay because there's lots going on here, and every day is a new struggle, a new opportunity. We get emails all the time, we get newsletters, we get things saying, thank you for what you're doing, can I help you with this? There are new things being put on the website for TIPS daily. There's an acronym tab now. For all these acronyms, you're walking into it, people are throwing out these letters and you're going, and you don't want to ask what it means, right? So there's that. There's little ways like that we receive help, but it's just one big place to come together, and you really do feel like people have your best interest and they want to see you succeed. So it's super important and so appreciated by me, and I know that my peers who are in the same situation.
And TIPS, that is our Teacher Induction Program for Success. And it has been a program that we've had for a number of years here in Gaston County, and it has been a model program with what it does to help new teachers be successful. Okay, if we have a high school student out there, and that high school student is thinking about, I might go to college and major in education to become a teacher. What do you want to say to that high school student?
Thank you. The first thing I would say is thank you for even considering such a noble profession. Teaching, it has to be one of the most important professions there is out there. Everything stems from somebody being taught something. It's not easy. It's not easy, and it shouldn't be, because the impact that you have for forever is you can't quantify that. You have no idea the impact that you're making. It is not a 7:30 to 3:30 job. And no matter what people tell you, you do not have your whole summer off. But it's okay. You're not going to want your whole summer off because you're in it for the right reason. And you know that you're making a difference, and what you do is super important, and it matters.
Well, we can see why you are deserving to be our new teacher of the year, because you have you just have so much energy for what you do.
I love my job.
And it's very evident. And so we want to congratulate you again on being the Gaston County Schools New Teacher of the Year, and we appreciate everything you do for our students at North Belmont Elementary School. Amanda Matz from North Belmont Elementary School, thank you for being with us here today on GCS Today.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You are watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. We will be right back.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Joining me on GCS Today is Adam Forbes. Adam is one of our outstanding mentors in the Gaston County Schools Mentoring Program. Adam, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with, what is your story? Who is Adam Forbes?
I am a product of Gaston County Schools. I was born and raised in Gastonia, and graduated from Hunter Huss in 1997. And my wife, Heather, of 17 years, she works at Forest View High School. And our daughters, they go to Gaston County Schools at W.A. Best in Cramerton. And I've been mentoring for about 3 years.
Now, your mentoring experience is through first ARP Church here in Gastonia, and they have a very strong mentoring program involved with the program at Yorkchester Middle School. So that's where you're at this year at
Currently.
Yorkchester.
Yes.
You told me you also had served as a mentor at WABS.
Yes, I had a one-on-one with a third grader there through Miss Walker and Miss Dixon, and I also had 2 fifth graders that I worked with as well at WABS.
So you got involved with the mentoring program through the church program. Did someone just come to you and say, "Hey, you need to do this"?
It actually started back when Valerie Yatko did a presentation at one of the midweek services at Pisgah ARP Church, and I had a lot of positive influences in my life, my parents and church leaders, and you know, just wanted to give back to the community and share with other mentor opportunities.
Now, with the mentoring program, why is it so important? Why is it important for adults to take an interest and be involved with this program?
Well, I think the mentoring program is important because these mentees, you know, they deserve dignity and respect and to be listened to, and that's something as adults that we can, you know, work with them and talk with them and just be a friend to them, and we can just celebrate in victories that they share and just see their perseverance when they have challenges, and it's just nice to meet a total stranger, and by 3 or 4 sessions get to know them really well, and by the end of the year they're like a son or a daughter to you.
It really is about building a relationship, a friendship, and being a role model to students who maybe don't have a lot of role models in their lives.
True.
And so you step into being that role model and building relationship and being there to listen and to offer guidance and advice and just help out and really spend time with a young person.
And it's fun. You get to be a kid, you get to play games, you get to shoot basketball and read and whatever it may be, and it's not time that you miss out of your schedule or that you dread going to. It's something that you begin to look forward to, where you can enjoy this time together with your new friend.
And mentors typically spend about an hour a week at the school with the student in, like you said, basketball or whatever the activity may be.
Yes.
Being that positive enforcement, that positive role model. So it really is a great program, and when you think about influencing a child, I imagine that the children that you've worked with, they've also influenced you.
Absolutely. I've met a lot of young people, and they stay on my heart, and I think about them a lot, and they have influenced me in many different ways, one of which they've made me a better listener. You know, when you take your distractions out and you sit down one-on-one with somebody, you can learn a lot about somebody, and you know, they've made me a better parent, they've made me a better husband, you know, just by learning to listen and try to give feedback for whatever questions or concerns they may have.
With the mentoring program, we certainly want adults, caring adults, to be a part of this program. And every year we try to grow the program, because when you think that we have more than 31,000 students in Gaston County schools, and every student could use positive influence, a role model in their lives. So what would you say to the adult who may have a little extra time and may be thinking, I'd like to do something to give back or to make a difference? What would you say to that adult about the mentoring program?
I would tell them to go for it. I would tell them to don't have any fears or animosity going into the situation, that you're not going to know this young person. It's going to be awkward, or it's going to be a difficult communication piece. I say, you know, go for it and meet the person, meet the child, give it an opportunity. Gaston County makes it so easy to be trained as a mentor and to sign up as a mentor here at the office. And you will go into it with training. So everybody knows how to be a friend. Everybody knows how to carry on a conversation. And I think that that's the most important part of the mentorship program.
I think it is important to point out that people who come into the mentor program, the adults do go through a background check. Correct. And then they go through a 1-hour training session that helps you to understand what mentoring is and how the program is designed and what is expected of you as a mentor. So it's important to have that. So we're not just sending you to a school and you're out there on your own.
No, there's a lot of support from guidance counselors, administrations, teachers, other students, and it's a very welcoming experience.
Talk a little bit about the time commitment, because I think that's probably what people think about the most. How am I going to have time for this? I'm going to make a commitment, but am I really going to have the time? How do you work it into your schedule? How do you make it happen for you? Well,
currently with my work schedule, I do 8 to 4:30 on my work day. But luckily with York Chester, we're able to do it from 7:45 to 8:25 on Wednesdays. So as the kids are coming in on the school bus or being dropped off, we all meet in the library and we're able to share that time together. And I'm able to go right into my work day after dropping my kids off to school, doing the mentoring, and then starting my work day.
So I guess if someone's thinking about the time commitment, if someone wants to be a mentor, we can make it work.
You can definitely make it work. There is enough time to go around.
And it really is a great program that provides a lot of positives for students, and particularly for students who may need some positives in their lives. And I imagine that is what you have experienced.
Absolutely, and it warms my heart to work with these students that may have, we don't know their home life, we don't know the situation, but in that hour or 45 minutes, we can be a friend. We can smile and we can check in on them. How you doing? What's going on? How's school? And at first, there may not be a lot of back and forth, but by the 3rd or 4th week, when you get to know them really well, you may find that they'll open up to you and create a lot more dialogue and a lot better conversations.
And it is a program. We've had mentors in our program that have started with a child in elementary and have followed that child to middle school and to high school. And so it really is a great commitment to see a child grow and learn and thrive. And in your experience, you see where they were at and where they go. It probably is. It's probably very rewarding for someone to see that growth and that child blossom in whatever he or she is interested in.
Yes, and each age group is so different as well. So starting with a younger child and reading and playing, you can grow into the older group and learn how to be a mentor that way as well.
Well, we want to let everyone know that there's information on the Gaston County Schools website about our mentoring program. You can go to our homepage. We have an icon on there for mentors and volunteers. Click. We've got the information there, and we'll get you signed up and get you as part of this program, because we want as many mentors as we can find at all of our schools across Gaston County. And Adam Forbes would say, do it. If you're thinking about it, get in there and be a mentor.
Absolutely. It's an easy process to get started, and once you start the process, you'll find the benefits immediately, both in the child and in yourself as a mentor.
Adam, we appreciate everything you do for Gaston County Schools, and we thank you for being a person who continues to support our schools through the mentoring program. And I know that the students that you've worked with at WABS and at York Chester, they are receiving a great benefit from what you're doing. So we certainly appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And we appreciate you also taking time to be with us here today on GCS Today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. Before we go, we would like to congratulate Stuart W. Kramer High School senior Mary Elizabeth Martin, who was selected as a semifinalist in the prestigious National Merit Scholarship Program. We also would like to congratulate Marty Hutchins, the golf coach at the Highland School of Technology, who was named the North Carolina Golf Coaches Association's Coach of the Year. And let's give a big shout out to our local law enforcement agencies who helped to make our Back to School traffic safety campaign a big success. I'm Todd Higgins for GCS Today. We look forward to seeing you next time.